Hello, and welcome to our video on How to Talk to Anyone by Leil Lowndes. In today's fast-paced world, communication skills have become more important than ever. Whether you're at a business meeting, a social gathering, or simply interacting with friends and family, being able to effectively communicate your ideas and connect with others is crucial for success. In her book, How to Talk to Anyone, Leil Lowndes provides practical and actionable advice on how to improve your communication skills and build strong connections with people. The first section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled Social Intelligence, the Power of Charm. In this section, Lowndes introduces the concept of social intelligence, which she defines as the ability to get along well with others and to get them to cooperate with you. The section starts by explaining the importance of making a good first impression. Lowndes emphasizes that people form lasting opinions about us within the first few seconds of meeting us, based on our body language, tone of voice, and appearance. Therefore, she provides tips on how to make a positive first impression, including using confident body language. Lowndes advises readers to stand tall, make eye contact, and use a firm handshake to project confidence and authority. Smiling. Smiling is a universal signal of friendliness and warmth. Lowndes encourages readers to smile genuinely, as this can help put others at ease. Using the power of touch. Appropriate touch, such as a pat on the back or a gentle touch on the arm, can convey warmth and friendliness. However, Lowndes warns against using too much touch, as this can make others feel uncomfortable. Dressing for success. The way we dress sends a message about our personality and professionalism. Lowndes advises readers to dress appropriately for the occasion and to pay attention to their grooming. Being interested in others. One of the most powerful ways to make a good first impression is to show genuine interest in others. Lowndes advises readers to ask questions and listen actively to what others have to say. The section then moves on to discuss the importance of body language in communication. Lowndes explains how our body language can convey different emotions and messages, and provides tips on how to use body language to convey warmth and friendliness. Some of the tips include using open body language. Open body language, such as uncrossed arms and legs, conveys openness and approachability. Mirroring. Mirroring involves matching the body language of the person you're talking to, such as their posture or gestures. This can help establish rapport and make the other person feel more comfortable. Using eye contact. Eye contact is a powerful way to establish trust and connection with others. Lowndes advises readers to make eye contact with others, but not to stare or make them feel uncomfortable. Using the power of touch. As mentioned earlier, appropriate touch can convey warmth and friendliness. Lowndes provides tips on how to use touch effectively, such as giving a handshake or a pat on the back. Overall, the first section of How to Talk to Anyone provides practical tips on how to make a good first impression and use body language to convey warmth and friendliness. By following these tips, readers can start to develop their social intelligence and become more effective communicators. The second section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled 7 Little Tricks to Instantly Connect with Anyone. In this section, Lowndes presents 7 specific techniques that readers can use to establish rapport and build connections with others. The first technique is called the Big Baby Pivot. This technique involves turning your body towards the person you're talking to, as if you're a big baby seeking attention. By doing this, you convey warmth and friendliness and make the other person feel important and valued. The second technique is called the hello effect. This technique involves using a warm and friendly tone of voice when saying hello to someone. By doing this, you create a positive first impression and set the tone for the rest of the conversation. The third technique is called the power of a name. This technique involves using the other person's name during the conversation. By using their name, you show that you're interested in them as an individual and not just a random person you're talking to. The fourth technique is called the sweetheart swap. This technique involves using terms of endearment, such as sweetheart or honey, when addressing someone. By using these terms, you convey warmth and affection and make the other person feel special. The fifth technique is called the belly button rule. This technique involves positioning yourself so that your belly button is facing the other person's belly button. By doing this, you create a sense of intimacy and connection and make the other person feel more comfortable. The sixth technique is called the power of three. This technique involves grouping things into threes, as this is a more memorable and engaging way to communicate. For example, instead of saying, "I had a good day," you could say, "I had a good day, I met some interesting people, and I learned something new." The seventh technique is called the face method. This technique involves using facial expressions to convey warmth and friendliness. The acronym FACE stands for smile, attitude, eye contact, and energy. By focusing on these four elements, you can create a positive and engaging impression on others. Overall, the second section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with specific techniques they can use to instantly connect with anyone. By practicing these techniques, readers can become more skilled at building rapport and establishing connections with others. The third section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled, How to Be an Amazing Listener, the Art of Encouraging People to Talk to You. In this section, Lowndes emphasizes the importance of listening in effective communication and provides readers with tips on how to become an amazing listener. The section starts by explaining the difference between hearing and listening. Lowndes notes that hearing is a passive activity, whereas listening is an active and intentional activity. Listening involves paying attention to what the other person is saying and responding in a way that shows that you've heard and understood them. The section then moves on to discuss the importance of nonverbal cues in listening. Lowndes explains that nonverbal cues, such as eye contact, nodding, and facial expressions, can convey to the speaker that you're listening and engaged in the conversation. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques they can use to become better listeners. These techniques include using the AAA technique. This technique involves acknowledging, affirming, and asking questions. By acknowledging what the other person is saying, affirming their feelings, and asking questions to clarify or learn more, you show that you're actively listening and interested in what they have to say. Paraphrasing. Paraphrasing involves restating what the other person has said in your own words. By doing this, you show that you've heard and understood them, and you can also clarify any misunderstandings. Asking open-ended questions. Open-ended questions such as "tell me more" or "what do you think?" can encourage the other person to open up and share more about their thoughts and feelings. Active listening. Active listening involves paying close attention to the speaker and providing feedback to show that you're engaged in the conversation. This can include nodding, making eye contact, and providing verbal feedback such as "I see" or "that makes sense." Using silence. Sometimes, silence can be a powerful tool in listening. By allowing a pause in the conversation, you can encourage the other person to share more or to reflect on what they've said. Overall, the third section of How to Talk to Anyone emphasizes the importance of listening in effective communication. By using the techniques presented in this section, readers can become better listeners and establish deeper connections with others. The fourth section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled, How to Turn Every Conversation into a Great One. In this section, Lowndes provides readers with techniques for keeping a conversation interesting and engaging, and avoiding common pitfalls that can lead to dull and unproductive conversations. The section starts by discussing the importance of being curious and interested in the other person. Lowndes emphasizes the importance of asking questions and actively listening to the other person's responses in order to keep the conversation flowing. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques for turning every conversation into a great one. These techniques include sharing personal stories. Sharing personal stories can make you more relatable and can help to establish a connection with the other person. However, it's important to ensure that your stories are relevant and appropriate for the conversation. Using humor. Humor can be a great way to lighten the mood and make the other person feel more comfortable. However, it's important to use humor appropriately and to ensure that it doesn't offend or alienate the other person. Avoiding negative topics. Negative topics, such as politics or religion, can be polarizing and can lead to unproductive conversations. Instead, it's best to focus on positive and neutral topics that can be enjoyed by everyone. Using what-if questions. What-if questions can be a great way to explore hypothetical scenarios and can spark creative and interesting conversations. Keeping the conversation balanced. It's important to ensure that the conversation is balanced and that both parties have the opportunity to speak and be heard. It's also important to avoid dominating the conversation or interrupting the other person. Overall, the fourth section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with techniques for keeping a conversation interesting and engaging. By using these techniques, readers can become more skilled at turning every conversation into a great one and building deeper connections with others. The fifth section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled, How to Work a Party Like a Politician Works a Room. In this section, Lowndes provides readers with techniques for networking and making meaningful connections at social events. The section starts by emphasizing the importance of preparation. Lowndes advises readers to research the event and the attendees beforehand so that they can have meaningful conversations and make connections with people who share their interests. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques for working a party like a politician. These techniques include arriving early. Arriving early can give you the opportunity to meet people before the room becomes too crowded, and can also help you to establish yourself as a social butterfly. Being confident. Confidence is key when it comes to networking. Lowndes advises readers to make eye contact, smile, and use a firm handshake when meeting new people. Asking open-ended questions. Open-ended questions can help to start conversations and keep them flowing. Lowndes suggests questions such as, "What brings you to this event?" or "What do you do for fun?" Offering compliments. Offering sincere compliments can help to establish a positive connection with the other person. However, it's important to ensure that your compliments are genuine and not too personal or intimate. Exiting conversations gracefully. Lowndes advises readers to be aware of social cues and to exit conversations gracefully when they've run their course. This can include thanking the other person for the conversation, exchanging business cards or contact information, and moving on to the next conversation. Overall, the fifth section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with techniques for networking and making meaningful connections at social events. By using these techniques, readers can become more skilled at working a party like a politician and building a strong network of professional and personal connections. The sixth section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled, How to Be an Insider in Any Crowd. In this section, Lowndes provides readers with techniques for becoming an insider in any group or community. The section starts by discussing the importance of observing group dynamics and understanding the unwritten rules of the group. Lowndes advises readers to pay attention to the way that people interact with each other and to try to identify the group's values and norms. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques for becoming an insider in any crowd. These techniques include mimicking the group's behavior. Lowndes suggests that readers try to mimic the group's behavior and communication style in order to fit in. This can include things like using the same slang or body language as the group and adopting the group's dress code. Finding common ground. Lowndes advises readers to find common ground with the group, whether it be through shared interests, experiences, or values. By finding common ground, readers can establish a connection with the group and become more accepted. Becoming a resource. Lowndes suggests that readers try to become a resource for the group by offering their expertise or assistance. This can help readers to establish themselves as valuable members of the group. Engaging with key players. Lowndes advises readers to engage with key players in the group, such as leaders or influencers. By building relationships with these individuals, readers can become more connected to the group as a whole. Being patient. Becoming an insider in a group takes time, and Lowndes advises readers to be patient and persistent in their efforts to become part of the group. Overall, the sixth section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with techniques for becoming an insider in any crowd. By using these techniques, readers can become more skilled at fitting in with new groups and communities and building meaningful connections with the people in those groups. The seventh section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled, How to Talk Your Way into a Great Job, Part 1. In this section, Lowndes provides readers with techniques for using their communication skills to land a great job. The section starts by discussing the importance of preparing for job interviews. Lowndes advises readers to research the company and the position beforehand and to practice common interview questions. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques for acing a job interview. These techniques include making a great first impression. Lowndes emphasizes the importance of making a great first impression, both in person and over the phone. This can include things like using a confident tone of voice, dressing appropriately, and being on time. Highlighting your strengths. Lowndes suggests that readers highlight their strengths and accomplishments during the interview. This can help to establish credibility and demonstrate value to the interviewer. Asking insightful questions. Lowndes advises readers to ask insightful questions during the interview in order to demonstrate their interest and knowledge about the company and position. Using power language. Lowndes suggests that readers use power language during the interview, such as "I can" or "I will." This can help to convey confidence and assertiveness. Following up. Lowndes emphasizes the importance of following up after the interview with a thank you note or email. This can help to reinforce the positive impression that was made during the interview. Overall, the 7th section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with techniques for using their communication skills to land a great job. By using these techniques, readers can become more skilled at acing job interviews and positioning themselves as the best candidate for the job. The 8th section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled How to Talk Your Way into a Great Job, Part 2. In this section, Lowndes continues to provide readers with techniques for using their communication skills to land a great job. The section starts by discussing the importance of networking and building relationships in order to discover job opportunities. Lowndes advises readers to attend networking events, join professional associations, and leverage social media in order to expand their network. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques for using their networking skills to discover job opportunities. These techniques include developing a personal brand. Lowndes suggests that readers develop a personal brand that highlights their unique skills and strengths. By developing a personal brand, readers can differentiate themselves from other job candidates and position themselves as experts in their field. Using informational interviews. Lowndes advises readers to use informational interviews as a way to gather information and build relationships with professionals in their desired field or industry. Leveraging social media. Lowndes suggests that readers leverage social media platforms like LinkedIn to expand their network and connect with potential employers. Using a referral system. Lowndes advises readers to use a referral system, such as asking current employees to refer them for job openings, as a way to increase their chances of landing a job. Creating a pitch. Lowndes suggests that readers create a pitch that highlights their unique skills and value proposition. By creating a pitch, readers can quickly and effectively communicate their value to potential employers. Overall, the 8th section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with techniques for using their networking skills to discover job opportunities. By using these techniques, readers can become more skilled at leveraging their personal brand, building relationships, and positioning themselves as the best candidate for the job. The final section of How to Talk to Anyone is titled How to Talk Your Way into Love. In this section, Lowndes provides readers with techniques for using their communication skills to build strong and lasting romantic relationships. The section starts by discussing the importance of building rapport and making a good impression when meeting new people. Lowndes advises readers to use positive body language, make eye contact, and listen actively in order to build rapport and establish a connection with potential partners. Lowndes then provides readers with several techniques for using their communication skills to build strong romantic relationships. These techniques include showing genuine interest. Lowndes advises readers to show genuine interest in their partner's life and interests. This can help to establish a strong emotional connection and demonstrate that the reader values their partner. Using humor. Lowndes suggests that readers use humor as a way to lighten the mood and create a positive, fun atmosphere in the relationship. Being a good listener. Lowndes emphasizes the importance of being a good listener in order to understand the needs and desires of one's partner. Using positive reinforcement. Lowndes advises readers to use positive reinforcement, such as compliments and kind words, to reinforce positive behavior in their partner. Being authentic. Lowndes suggests that readers be authentic and true to themselves in order to build a strong, genuine connection with their partner. Overall, the final section of How to Talk to Anyone provides readers with techniques for using their communication skills to build strong and lasting romantic relationships. By using these techniques, readers can become more skilled at building rapport, establishing emotional connections, and communicating effectively with their partners. Throughout the book, Lowndes provides numerous real-world examples and anecdotes to illustrate her points. She also includes exercises and activities at the end of each chapter to help readers practice and internalize the communication skills and techniques. How to Talk to Anyone is a comprehensive and practical guide to communication that covers a wide range of topics. Whether you're looking to improve your social skills, build stronger relationships, or become a more effective communicator in your personal and professional life, this book provides valuable insights and actionable advice. Are you an avid reader who's always on the lookout for your next great read? Look no further than Word Roster. Subscribe now and never miss out on a must-read book again. Must-read book.